mine owner, Lois, Daris, Slim and Reno, the bad guys, Nee Howard and Edith Richman, and the stagecoach driver, Tim Griffin. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty "Hi-yo, Silver!" The Lone Ranger, with his faithful Indian companion, Tonto, and the daring, resourceful masked rider of the plains, led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. Nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past comes the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver, let's go, big fella. There's danger on the trail ahead. Hi-yo, Silver, away!
The Lone Ranger is brought to you by Cheerios, the new and exciting breakfast cereal from General Mills. In the vastness of the Arizona Territory, there was no town more cheerless and foreboding than Quartzville. Situated in the midst of arid hills that sprawled like a tired dog in the sun. It was beneath these volcanic hills that nature had stored her richest silver ore. So there were many mines around Quartzville, and it was in the deep shaft of one of them that disaster struck without warning late one afternoon. This explosion hurled rock and gravel across the mouth of the lower crossdrift. 20 men were sealed in the mine's tomb, condemned to a living death. A steam whistle broke the awful news, and a few moments later, hundreds of frightened townspeople raced toward the entrance of the White Oak mine.
Mike! Oh, Mike, is it true? Everybody is saying that...
Oh, I'm afraid it's true, Miss Julia. Lower level of the White Hope.
But Paul's down there. What caused it?
No way of telling. Maybe one of the boys was using a short fuse
Well, they're not dead. They can't be. We've got to start tunneling.
The whole bottom of the shaft is gone, Miss Julia. It'll take us 10 years to tunnel through that.
But there must be some way. We just can't stand here and let Paul and those poor men suffocate.
You know the White Hope as well as I do. Ain't no way to... Unless...
What?
The Matchless mine's right above us. Maybe there's a cross drift that's nearer to...
The Matchless! That's it. I'll find Martin Finchley right away. Mr. Finchley, you must have heard...
I've heard the news, Miss Clark. One of my men just told me. Where did it happen?
On the lower level. The rescue crew just went down.
Oh, it's horrible, horrible.
But Mike, my foreman, tells me that we'll never be able to tunnel through in time to save Paul and the men.
I've already issued orders for my men to stop work. I'll send them all down to the White Hope.
That is so very kind of you, Mr. Finchley. I know you want to help.
In every way possible.
Mike says that maybe there's a cross draft in your mine, the Matchless. We might be able to reach the White Hope that way.
I never thought of that, but it's possible. The Matchless is much older than the White Hope. As you know, I've been operating it less than a year.
You must have sketches of the original diggings.
I don't know if I have. They're here in the office someplace. I'll look for them.
Please do. And then maybe...
What is it, Miss Clark?
Oh, I just remembered. Mike has been in Quartzville longer than any of us. He helped dig every mine within 20 miles. Maybe he has sketches of the Matchless and the White Hope.
Ask him by all means, and I'll look around here to see if I have any.
Thank you so much, Mr. Finchley. You don't know how much I appreciate your help.
Yeah, come to think of it, I did make a sketch of that old Matchless when we sunk the first shaft. That's a good idea, Miss Julia.
If you'll get them, I'm sure Mr. Finchley will help us with men, tools, and anything else.
I've got a crew down there working on the cave-in right now. As soon as I see how they're making out, I'll go over to my place and find those sketches.
Oh, Mike, we'll save them, won't we?
Don't you worry, Miss Julia. If it's humanly possible, we'll get the boys out of there. Well, yeah, Gotta make a light here so I can look through the papers on my desk and see if... Yeah, here they are. By Jupiter, I knew that.
Hand
What?
them over.
What the...
This is the 45 that's nudging your ribs. Hand them over before I...
No, you can't get away with this.
Can't I?
Oh. Oh.
The Lone Ranger and Tonto had made camp beside one of the few streams near Quartzville. They were busy repairing saddle gear while their horses enjoyed a well-earned rest.
That'll give us a chance to get these things in shape before we head for Texas.
Oh, there's plenty bad country. Me not like it.
Well, we won't stay long. When you went to Quartzville to get supplies, did you hear about that explosion at the White Oak mine?
Oh, me hear people talk. They say mine is trapped in mine, plenty deep.
Oh, that's too bad.
What make mine blow up?
Well, there's no way of telling, Tonto. A powder blast, a match igniting a gas pocket, any of a dozen things could have caused it.
Me think working mine plenty dangerous.
It is. I wish there was some way we could help those men who are trapped down there, but I don't know what it would be.
Well,
It was 2 days later when a stagecoach pounded along the dusty road from Tucson to Quartzville. Only one passenger had chosen this particular time to visit Quartzville, and he rode on the high box seat beside the driver. Oliver Hornblow was not a large man, but he made up in dignity what he lacked in size. His black beaver hat, maybe dusty and far from new, his frock coat and striped trousers had obviously seen better days. But he wore them with a striking conviction because Oliver Meredith Hornblow was an actor.
Yeah, get on there, you critters. So, you're one of them play actors, eh?
My good man, I have been privileged to read the Bard's immortal lines in some of the world's finest theaters.
Yeah?
Aren't we all actors? All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts.
Yeah, I know. I saw a fella one time in Vaudeville show.
Vaudeville! Oh, it offends me to the soul to see a robustious, periwig-pated fellow tear passion to tatters, to very rags to split the ears of the groundlings.
What's that?
Hamlet, third act.
Oh, say, ain't you kind of off your range up here in Quartzville? Only stage up here is the Opry House. It ain't so very...
For your information, I have been summoned to this provincial hamlet in order to lend my art to a charitable cause.
Charity, eh? You must be talking about the benefit for the widows and the children of the miners who got caught in that blast in the White Hope mine.
That is correct. Mr. Martin Finchley was in Tucson yesterday, where I and my company of players were resting between engagements, and I consented to appear at the benefit performance.
Yeah, well, it's too bad about them poor miners. Yeah, I knew most of them personally.
Isn't there some hope of rescue?
Mighty slim. You know, Miss Julie Clark, she owns the White Hope mine since her pa died, and she's got every man in town working on the cave-in.
How about the miners who work for Mr. Finchley?
They're helping too, but it ain't much use. Dirty shame, that's what it is, dirty shame. Pa Becker, the young fella Miss Clark was going to marry, he's down there with the rest of them.
Oh, as Shakespeare so wisely wrote in one of his deathless sonnets, like as the waves make toward the pebbled shore, so do our minutes hasten to their end.
Yeah, whoa, you critters. Oh, this is it, Mr. Hornblow.
Oh.
This is Quartzville.
Why, it's nothing more than a collection of benighted hovels.
Even so, it's where you get off. I've got to tool this rig up to the barn.
Oh, well, the worst is not so long as we can say this is the worst. That's from King Lear, Act 4.
I always say